So we are about to address fat loss tips for the New Year's resolutions, get into a couple of different topics, but you already know before we get too deep into that, first we got to do some housekeeping. I am that guy health. This is alive. If you do not catch this live, you're catching it now as it has been posted as a video, so you haven't missed anything, but definitely try to catch the lives when they do happen. This one is a bit unscheduled. Usually we do the last but first Sundays of the month, which means it's the last Sunday of the month, but the first day of the week. We're doing this a little earlier because of New Year's coming up, New Year's Eve, and all these other things coming on where people want to do just abundant amount of goal setting before the new year enters. All right. So with housekeeping being involved, this is an informative video only. All right. None of this is to be taken as I am your certified personal trainer, because I am not your certified personal trainer, nor am I your fitness nutrition specialist or your physician. It's all information that you can use or maybe take in and digest and see where you want to go. Okay. But if in the event you do need a certified personal trainer, you can contact me at www.thatguyhealth.com. And at that point in time, we take a different road in trying to personalize something that will work for you, whether that be on the fitness app or whether that be a different type of protocol if you are local, as far as one-on-one training or group sessions. Group sessions right now are a little bit limited given the situation that we are currently in, but hoping that does not last long. We do have the super chat open. For instance, if you want a question and I do not see a super chat, does allow you to bring about your question to the forefront so that I can get to that. It also helps support the channel so that I can keep delivering content like this and do all types of things, reinvesting into yourself. Other things like this, as far as the giveaways that I have, we do have a giveaway going on right now. We're going to go ahead and do that raffle very soon. Somebody will get this ABCD Core Nutritional along with this shaker. If you do want to order Core Nutritional products, which is a very quality supplement product, you can go to my website once again, www.thatguyhealth.com. Hit the gains tab, start shopping. The discount code will be automatically applied to you when you check out. If you're at Core Nutritional's website and you're checking out there, just put the discount code That Guy Health in. It'll give you your percentage off. And if it is on sale, you get more off of that. Another thing is we do not tolerate disrespect. This is a very positive channel. We are looking to promote and encourage people to be a better themselves. So we don't want anybody in here being negative. If you are being disrespectful and negative to a certain amount of time or a certain degree, I will kick you out. I found out about you a year ago, but gang, oh man, I really appreciate that, D-Mac. Definitely. A year ago, you've been in here for some time. I really appreciate you telling me that, because that does help when people give positive feedback or even negative feedback. It helps me help you. And that's what we're into. So let's get into this. We're cresting up on the New Year's resolutions. And I don't know if DMAC has set any New Year's resolution goals, but a lot of times, majority of the population, especially Americans, we do this. We wait an entire year to set these goals that we're going to lose fat, gain muscle, be a better summertime find us, when that really typically does not need to happen. Okay. So some of the topics we're going to cover is why New Year's, why you may fail, investing in you, tools that will help, and the choices that you make. Okay. These are all going to be topics that you need to think about and that we're going to dive into. So the first thing is why New Year's? Well, why New Year's? Because New Year's resolutions. And it just seems to be that usually it's a fitness or physical goal for somebody to set when it comes to New Year's. But the problem is, too many of you are waiting an entire year to then set this goal. Some people aren't even thinking about that. And we discussed this in a previous live when it's called the pre-contemplation phase. And no, those people have no idea. They're not even concerned about trying to set some type of goal to better themselves. But if you have a goal you want to set, why wait until New Year's to set it? I understand a lot of people like, you know what, it's going to give me time to mentally prep myself to go into this whole health Fitbit thing. But you're wasting time that you could have accumulated goals by now. You could have lost 10 pounds by now and went into the new year just furthering into your goal. So let's stop waiting for the new year and start acting when you see or when you feel you're ready to change yourself. There's no better time like now. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with the term carpe diem, but it means to seize the moment. Seize the moment. Start that week the next day, even if it is possible, depending on how elaborate it is that you have to go. Anytime, like I said, is a good time. Don't get caught in this hype. I, for myself, am not changing any of my prices as far as the training or the guidance that I'm offering any of my clients, because I know what my worth is. And it makes no sense for me to change a price just for to bait you in, knowing that there's a high probability that you might not stick around. Now, am I doubting you? No, I'm not doubting you. Do I want you to do better? Yes, I want you to do better. But being a professional in this field, I've seen the failure rate. And usually the failure rate is just due to somebody setting unrealistic goals, which is something that we're going to get into why you fail. And are you just are making a decision based off other people's notions of you? Okay, so you got to be comfortable with yourself. And if you're not comfortable with yourself, then it's definitely time for a change. If you are comfortable with yourself and you're in an unhealthy situation right now, it's something that you need to seriously sit down and weigh and consider why you find yourself okay being in that area of your life, because we do want to prolong life, right? We want to enjoy life as much as we can. And you can't do that if you're having a bunch of underlying issues that are attributed to your unhealthy lifestyle. Given the fact, given the point, some people have underlying issues that you can't help, but you can do things to try to encourage a better life, even with those ailments. You know, you do have to seek your physician's point of view on that. I do not overrule your physician. If a trainer is telling you something about your underlying issue to the point where it's becoming a diagnosis, they're totally out of their realm. They're totally out of the boundaries of what a trainer is supposed to do. We do not diagnose. We do not treat. We do not therefore offer you rehabilitation. We see you after the rehabilitation phase. So also keep that in mind going into the new year. If you have some things you need to see your physician about, see your physician first, find out what your limitations are, and then deliver that to your trainer. So, okay, D-Mac, I got you. My story is kind of odd. He says, I set a goal last year, August 19th, for this August 20th, was doing okay, but now locked in, then fell off March. And you know what? The gym lockdown. Okay, so I'm going to give you a pass on that because gym lockdown did happen. Picked up consistency in June. Most people that start in New Year's resolutions tend to fall off in June. If you ask any real hard gym goer, they're going to say that. So let me ask you this, D-Mac. What are one of the reasons aside from the gym closures that caused you to fall off? Let's see about that first. Now, the gym closures is definitely not an excuse. That's a reason. Doing home-based workouts with bands influenced by your videos and discipline, Dave and basic. Okay, boom. That's you know what, that we're going to go into that anyway. So there are a lot of things that you can do at home. DMAC is already doing these things. Resistance bands are an awesome thing to do. I did a giveaway, giving away a set of resistance bands, and I'm thinking about doing it again. And I'm glad that you said that. I need to do additional videos to add to that playlist when it comes to resistance bands, so that you all will know different type of exercise to do and different formats in which to do it that will help you towards your goals, whether that's strengthening or fat loss. Okay, because you do have to work out a different capacity if you want to be more geared toward fat loss more than you do want to hypertrophy. And hypertrophy is the enlargement of a muscle group. Not everybody wants big muscles. Some people just want to be comfortable with their size, be nice and defined, and have fat loss. Okay, so that's a different. Number one, I had limited stuff, no excuse, because I had pull-up bar and rotating push-up handles. Oh, were they perfect push-ups? Because I have those too. Got better with my nutrition. Okay, so when you think about that, that in itself is something that most people do. And let me see right here when it comes to that. So that is something that most people do. You already have things around your area that are going to help you exercise. The problem is most of you all aren't utilizing that. And I know we're getting off scale, but this is the main reason why I'm here, is to interact with you all. You're looking for something more elaborate than you actually need. What's going on? I don't want to hack your name up. Is it Steffe? Sounds like. But what's going on? Glad you joined. We're answering the question or addressing DMAC's situation with the fact that he makes a very good point. A lot of us have workout equipment already in the home we're not utilizing because we always think we need something more elaborate. And that has to do a lot of times with the fact that we see things and then we just want it. So, it's the whole routine. You see it, you want to do it, but you really don't need it. And so that goes into why we often fail. And one of the reasons why we often fail is unrealistic goals. Okay. Unrealistic goals always aren't set by you. Sometimes they're set by a said professional. And that is a big problem. So when I evaluate one of my clients and I find out what it is they want first. So as a professional, I want to know, what do you want first? Okay. Because me knowing that is going to help me formulate something to help you get there. Okay. I'm not just coming to you being like, you're going to do this plan and this is going to get you there. No, because that doesn't work for everybody. So unrealistic goals are one of the things that cause people to fail, because you set something so high. And I say it's high right now because of your capability, not that you can't get there, but there are steps that you're missing in the middle to get there. And then you don't get there, and then you get unmotivated and you fall off. Another thing people do is they set an outlandish workout schedule. Okay. If you haven't been working out at all, and then you're going to call yourself going to work out 5 to 6 days a week, that is likely unrealistic. You're really not going to do that. You need to set something where it's 2 to 3 days a week first. Then when you get 2 to 3 days a week, then you can go ahead and go into 3 to 5 days a week. And that really most times is sufficient for most people. And let me see here. So that's most times sufficient for most people. So what do we got? In June, I started acquiring more bands and equipment, a new jump rope. I worked outside during the summer, moved into the hallway during the fall. Boom, as in why it gets cold. See, right there is evidence of somebody actually doing what they need to do, and then following up with it, utilizing their area. I'm not. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not. COVID is not good. It's horrible. It's taken a lot of lives. It's changed our lives. It's changed the way we socialize with even our family members. But in some ways, it has forced us to not only get more in touch with our family members, especially immediate household family members, but it's forced us to actually take advantage of what we have in the home and become more creative and more disciplined in certain ways in your own environment, which means a lot, because some people are just social butterflies when it comes to going to the gym. You see those guys or those females, and they're just standing around talking for 30 minutes on 45 minutes, and maybe they've done 2 workouts and then they're out of there. They're just there to socialize. Okay, so another thing that brings me to this, socializing. Social media definitely is not always the best thing for people to get information for working out. And a lot of people see these fit stars doing elaborate workouts, ab routines, plyo routines, jumping around, standing on their head, flipping the duties. Listen, working out is not that complicated. All of that shit looks pretty, but in the grand scheme of things, it's totally not needed. All right. The reason why people do that is because fitness, technically, and I'm just being honest, is pretty plain. The body only needs to move a certain range of motion, a certain amount of resistance, and you're going to get gains. We add little wrinkles here and there, but a lot of stuff you all see, you need to stop getting tied up into that, because it's not something that you're going to be able to, one, do if you haven't been working out, and two, likely to put yourself in the damn emergency room and then keep yourself from working out. So don't get so caught up in social media. There are plenty of outlets out there that are verified, and I'm not saying as far as the blue stamp or any of that. I'm saying as far as giving you very good, solid information. I'm not going to name those. I will say I am one of those, but we're constantly learning together as well as they are. Another thing is being misled or misunderstanding something, and that will become up on the personal trainer or the professional's part, misleading you into thinking that this is something that you can have. It is my goal to keep everything very realistic for you, as far as even the goals I set for you. You come to me and say, I want to lose 20 pounds in 2 months. I'm going to tell you, is it possible? Well, maybe. But really what I'm going to tell you is it's not happening. Okay. I do not expect to get the type of discipline and dedication from somebody who's going to go from 0 to 100 and think that it's going to happen. And if it does, it's going to be short lived. You're going to get burned out. And then we didn't make any progress at all. The progress that we would have gained, that we did gain, is going to slip down as fast as we gained up. Okay. So another reason why you fail coming to that is going to be you. Maybe you really don't want to do this. Maybe you want to do this because people look at you a certain way and think that you're going to do it. And so they say, okay, there's a chance for you. And that means you're actually doing it really for them more than you're doing it for yourself. All right. And that happens a lot of times, especially with spouses. You'll either have the wife or the husband or girlfriend, boyfriend, or daughters and sons, uncles and aunts, somebody telling you something that doesn't quite resonate with you well. And then you say, you know what, I'm going to work out. And you're telling them they're going to work out because you see the positive change in them reacting to you by you saying something that they want to hear. But you really don't want to do it. So you're going to fail prematurely. So you got to stop doing that. Let's talk about investing. And we're going to do this exercise. You're going to do it. I want you to get a calculator, a pen and pad, and I want you to decide this. Most people say, most clients that I have evaluated, I'm not going to say most, often clients that I evaluated say they do not have the money for personal training. All right. I'm going to say, even on my website, you can get my fitness app for $40 a month. That's going to get you a workout calendar. It's going to get you a macro and caloric goal daily, and it's going to get you consultation notes left with me weekly. That's $40 a month. So I want you to I want you to add up how much you usually spend a week on takeout food or junk or snacks. Now I want you to multiply that times 4. Majority of the time, I have found that number sits anywhere between $100 to $300 damn dollars a month spent on snacks, junk, and takeout food. $100 to $300. Now understand, I just told you that my fitness app is going to get you a workout calendar, caloric goals set for you, and evaluations and notes left to help you better yourself for $40 a month. I'm pretty sure you're spending more than that a week in takeout food and restaurant food. If you're not, good job. I don't have anything to say about that. If you're not, good job. Still consider if you need assistance, you have to invest in yourself. This just didn't start anywhere. And most people have this notion that you're going to be able to work out and get rid of this stuff real fast. Well, I want you to pause right there. How long have you been out of shape? How long have you been adding to you being out of shape? Realistically, you should think it might take you at least 3/4 of that to get back into shape. Okay, so you're not going to spend 3 years eating, getting fat, getting out of shape, and think you're going to spend 4 months and you're going to recover from all of that. That's not going to happen. Okay, so just get that out of your mind. Am I saying it's going to take you 3 years to get back in shape totally? No, I'm not saying that. But like I said, at least 3/4 of that, half of that minimum. Let's not be foolish here. Okay. So standard vitamins. Now I was going to bring my vitamins down here and give an example of just what I invest in myself. So investment in vitamins, I spent $56 today on vitamins, fish oil, and a good multivitamin. $56. Some of you might say that's ridiculous. Now, to me, it's not ridiculous. Not when I look at my physique or when I feel the way I feel when I'm working out. That's not ridiculous. All right. And that might last me about 2 months, depending on how I'm going to stagger and take them, because I don't necessarily think I need a multivitamin every day because of the type of food I eat. But I'll usually take one every other day to kind of fill that gap just in case, and definitely a good fish oil. Another thing is healthy food. People have this notion that eating healthy costs more. I've literally had somebody order McDonald's in the morning for breakfast, go to Burger King or get Wingstop for lunch, and then they go to Longhorns or Old Charlie's for dinner. Well, when I add that up, I'm pretty sure in the morning that's going to be $5-6 for the breakfast. Then the lunch is going to be around anywhere between $6 and $10 or wherever you get your wings. So we are already pretty much over the 20 mark, close to the 20 mark. And then you're talking about Old Charlie's, Longhorns, guarantee you spending $25 there. So in one day you spend $50 on food. Okay. $50. You could take that $50, maybe add 10 to it and get a full week supply of chicken breast, rice, spinach. Am I saying that that is beautiful and just great scrumptious to eat? No, but I'm saying you can season that chicken away where it's damn good. The benefits that you're going to get out of that are going to be damn awesome. And it's going to last you an entire week. You just spent that weekly food in one day. And the more than likely, people that do it day over day over day, right there tells you close to $100 a week. Eating healthy doesn't cost you $100 a week. Now, that does depend on how far and elaborate you want to do. And that goes back into where I'm talking about social media. You're going to see all these people do these meal preps, right? All these elaborate colors and different meats and vegetables and carbs. Okay, that's where right there it kind of gets outlandish and where you get demotivated. It's fun at first because you like look at, oh, I just set up a whole week's meal prep. It looks so pretty. You're taking pictures and you're posting it. Cool. Now you're gonna have to do that every day and every week. You might get tired of that. I always try to tell people find maybe two good proteins, two good carbs, a good super green, and just stag it every day for that week. And then change it up next week. Go to the store, maybe order two different proteins, two different type of carbs, and then your super green. Don't try to sit here and get all elaborate and pretty and beautiful for the gram, doing something that you're not going to be maintaining. You're not going to be able to maintain it because you're still trying to make this a habit. All right. And that's what we want to do. Make it a life sustaining habit. Keto is not a life sustaining habit. Does keto work? Yeah, it works. But guess what? The process of what keto is covering itself with works anyway. And I'm going to address this. I always hear this and I get tired of hearing this narrative. And I know it's because a lot of people that are so hard on trying to sell you keto tell you, we're going to help you reprogram the body to run and burn off fat, to basically operate off fat. It's bullshit, people. The body is already programmed to run a certain way, and this is the way it runs. It looks for carbohydrates first as an energy source, period. If you notice in keto branded diets, I'm going to say that, they remove the carbs or tremendously reduce them and then up the fats. That's because in the absence of carbs, the body will then resort to fats for its energy. In the absence of carbs and fats, the body will go into a catabolic mode where it will start looking for protein, which is your muscle fiber. It's going to do that process regardless. So when you eliminate carbs or reduce carbs and burn through those carbs for the day, the body then is going to switch to fat and utilize the fat. Bing! That's what you already have to do. Set them a carb amount that you can utilize and then start getting into fats. It's about being in a caloric deficit, but being in a caloric deficit also means the deficit and the macros have to be set up right. All right. We're not going to get too deep into that. If you want more information,